बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद माननीय प्रधानमंत्री जी और सभी देशवासियों को हृदय से बधाई। ईज ऑफ डूइंग बिजनेस में हमारे भारत की रैंकिंग में जबरदस्त उछाल आया है और अब तो कॉस्ट ऑफ लॉजिस्टिक्स कम होने से लागत भी कम आएगी। जन सामान्य के जीवन से लेकर उद्योग जगत तक एक नई स्फूर्ति आएगी। उद्योग जगत की कुछ एमिनेंट शख्सियतें हमारे बीच उपस्थित हैं। हम चाहते हैं कि हम उनके भी विचार सुने। सबसे पहले हमारा आग्रह है चेयरमैन आदित्य बिरला ग्रुप श्री कुमार मंगलम बिरला से कि कृपया वे अपने विचार प्रस्तुत करें।
Honorable Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi ji, respected cabinet ministers, senior officials of the Government of India, ladies and gentlemen. माननीय प्रधानमंत्री जी, लोक प्रतिनिधि के रूप में निस्वार्थ सेवा के 2 दशक पूरे होने पर आपको हार्दिक शुभकामनाएं। आपकी देश की प्रगति के लिए संघर्ष हमारे लिए एक आदर्श है। आपके नेतृत्व से हमें गति और शक्ति की प्रेरणा मिलती है। Honorable Prime Minister, 20 years at the helm has given you a perfect 2020 clarity of vision, and today's launch of the National Infrastructure Master Plan of Prime Minister Gati Shakti is a great example of that vision. This master plan is backed by the Shakti, that is energy and drive of your leadership, and Gati, that is speed, or rather the ambition to accelerate the pace of India's development. The word infrastructure conjures up images of roads and railway, waterways and ports, telecom and electricity networks. All this is at the end of the day about connectivity. The faster, the smoother and the more seamless it is, the more rapid the pace of economic activity and prosperity. For a country which is of subcontinental size, straddling diverse geographies, terrains, and climatic conditions, the criticality of infrastructure cannot be overemphasized. Infrastructure is a public good whose efficient provision not only needs public funds, but great coordination in performance, including several departments, ministries, and parts of the government, both at the center and at the states. What are the elements of making infrastructure more effective? First, of course, is a step up in annual investment, which is exactly what the National Infrastructure Pipeline addresses. Second is easier connectivity between air, road, rail, and waterways, including seamless multimodal connectivity, especially at the last mile. And third, a master plan with 360-degree visibility. And that is what PM Gati Shakti is all about. इस गति की शक्ति हमारे प्रगति की राह को तीव्रता प्रदान करेगा, जिससे उद्योग, इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर और वो ही नहीं हमारे समाज पर भी बहुत गहरा प्रभाव पड़ेगा. The long-term impact will indeed be deep and sustainable. The impact is far beyond just improving the ease of doing business. In fact, it will have a disproportionate impact on improving the ease of living itself. One striking feature is the way that this program leverages the power of digitization. It uses multi-layered geospatial information to generate real-time dashboards, MIS reports, and 3D images. I cannot think of any other government program anywhere in the world of such a large scale and technology-enabled real-time monitoring of such large-scale development projects. This is yet another example where India is setting a global benchmark for digital governance. To me, Gati Shakti embodies and combines some unique features that make a paradigm shift in governance. Firstly, it takes a platform approach using the most modern technology. It brings all stakeholders onto one platform. Such breaking of silos within the government is indeed a utopian condition or a dream come true for all of us in industry. The platform approach also increases transparency all around and helps resolve bottlenecks quickly. Second is the outcome-based approach. Gati Shakti marks a departure from the traditional approach to planning. There is a greater emphasis and granularity in specifying targets in terms of outcomes and not merely outlays. For instance, the plan specifies that by 24-25, India will have 2 lakh kilometers of national highways, 35 lakh kilometers of optic fiber, 4,54,000 kilometers of transmission network, and so on. Clearly, targets have been specified in great detail. Managing and building high-quality infrastructure is, I believe, a national enterprise. Furthermore, we must remember that roads and rivers do not respect state boundaries. Therefore, a holistic approach to infrastructure has to navigate the challenges of working through a very complex federal system. It is almost like conducting a grand yet complex orchestra. The outcome is a symphony like the PM Gati Shakti. I firmly believe that this symphony has the potential to change mindsets and show a path for government, industry, academia, and civil society to come together and act for the collective prosperity of India. The synergy that comes from such a collaboration is a force multiplier. Congratulations again, Honorable Prime Minister, on the launch of yet another path-breaking and very deep impact initiative. Thank you very much.
बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद आपका। अब हमारा अनुरोध है सीएमडी ट्रैक्टर्स एंड फार्म इक्विपमेंट लिमिटेड श्रीमती मल्लिका श्रीनिवासन से कि कृपया अपने उद्गार प्रकट करें।
Honorable Prime Minister, Honorable Ministers and distinguished invitees. Under our Prime Minister's visionary leadership, Gati Shakti propels India into the next phase of robust growth through creation of sustained competitive advantage. Government policy today clearly focuses on creating an ecosystem measured along multidimensional parameters that will attract private sector investment. Gati Shakti is at the epicenter of this ecosystem, bringing together as it does a holistic and integrated infrastructure plan with a geospatial digital platform that uses cutting-edge technology and digital tools to address the critical issues of coordination, simplification, agility, speed, and cost-effective implementation. It promises to be a game changer and the engine of economic growth and employment for the next decade towards a $5 trillion economy. Honorable Prime Minister, sir, on behalf of the private sector, I'd like to express my deep appreciation of your government's far-sighted, focused approach that is delivered with speed and scale. The Indian logistics industry is growing rapidly. The successful GST implementation has resulted in the wide adoption of the hub-and-spoke model and has already significantly reduced losses and increased logistics efficiency. Gati Shakti will go much further with respect to the cost of doing business element in making India's manufacturing competitive for both domestic demand and for exports. An enhanced ease of doing business, coupled with an open democracy and increasingly friendly investor laws, offers a strong proposition to investors, reducing as they do the risk of doing business. Changing global trade relations, geopolitics, and COVID-induced supply chain disruptions have compelled businesses to rebalance their supply chains. Given the dual advantage of ease and lower risk, multimodal connectivity holds the key to supply chain rebalancing decisions for global investors, and a well-executed Gati Shakti vision will undoubtedly attract investment. The National Master Plan ties in well with the Prime Minister's vision for agriculture. Logistics, even at the stage of the primary produce, is a significant portion of the cost of the produce. The primary processed food market is projected to rise from $200 billion to over $500 billion, but only 10 to 15% of primary processed food goes towards higher value-added processing. Even in our exports of over 40 billion, only 14% is processed food. A multimodal infrastructure push alongside the development of planned mega food parks and agro-processing centers and rural connectivity with optic fiber cables at each village level will accelerate the value chain development of agri-food produce. Tourism is an area that affords ample opportunity for growth and employment generation. With an expenditure of over 21 billion annually on outbound tourism, there's a strong potential to channel international tourists to domestic tourism with an opportunity to double the quantum of domestic tourists on a peer comparison basis. This sector stands to gain strongly from Gati Shakti. The Honorable Prime Minister recently referred to entrepreneurs as growth ambassadors. Sir, your government is leaving no stone unturned to make India the destination of choice in all respects. And I'd like to assure you that as Indian entrepreneurs, we will do the country proud. Thank you.